All right, my friends, welcome in. It is the grand finale episode of this experiment. I appreciate your patience. It took some time off and been dealing with some health issues and stuff like that. But we're back. We're ready to rock. I am probably going to change appearance in this episode because we've got a bunch of years to go through. I could be wrong. I might be able to get it done all in one recording. But stick with us. What we're going to do is go look at every single player for day one. This is day one, June 25th, 2018, when we started the experiment. We'll look at the end of year one, and then from there, I may do every 2 years to start. So end of year 3, end of year 5, and then go to end of year 10, 15, 20, and so on. And we'll try and find where their peak current and potential ability is. So we're going to find out right here at the beginning of the episode who was our best player from a potential ability standpoint when we first started. So if you want to take a guess as to who that was, because it's been more than a month since we had a video in this series, leave a comment, pause it, leave a comment. Who do you think it was? And let's go find out together. So I'm gonna have to load every single player here because I didn't have them on the first day. I didn't have them in a short list. So I have to pause the recording, and it's gonna kind of be choppy because we're gonna go player. We'll take a look. Let's do it. And before we get started, there's going to be a spreadsheet that I'm going to show you, I think here at the end, if I can get it to work, that one of the members of this community, Synoptical, put together, which is absolutely insane. It shows, I'm looking at it over here on the screen, it shows their age, each season, at the end of the season, what club were they at, what country were they in, what age were they, what was their value, what wages were they making, and every single one of their attributes, and it's color-coded. Holy cow, it's incredible. I can't wait to show that to you, but we've added it. He's shared a copy of it with me. It's Andrew C in the experiment. Same person. And we've added a current and a potential ability row or set of rows to it. So that's what I'm going to be filling in as we go. So I'm kind of going in his order in terms of the players. It has nothing to do with who we think might be the best or whatever. It's just I'm looking at the tabs at the bottom of the spreadsheet, and the first one up is 1. So what we're going to do here, I think you do it from, I've got to remember. Okay. You see, it would help if I actually knew how to do this. So if you go back, remember, he's making 30 a week. Deportes Copapio. I remember not being able to say that. Current ability, 111. I don't know what recommended current ability is, but we're just going to go with current ability, 111. Potential ability, 165. If you remember when we started this series, we made it to where there was one player that was the range that gets you to the Wonder Kid, I think it's 170 to 200, and the rest were 160 to 190. I think that's the ranges. It would help if I remembered, but 165 potential ability, 111 current ability. We'll have to see how that changes as we go through the series. Next player. All right, we've got Grant Corrigan starting out on €6 a week. Sterling Albion taking us way back. 89 current ability, but potential of 179. Oh my, that is quite the range, my friends. 89 and 179 added to the spreadsheet. Next up, Jordan Bradford. Let's do it. All right, I'm going to stop saying let's do it at the end of every player because that you're going to hear that a bajillion times. It's going to get old. So Jordan here, Sarang, 30 a week, only worth 33,500. Does that mean he doesn't have as much potential? No, 95 and 175. So just 4 off of Grant. 95, 175. Okay. Jonathan Needham with Cimarrones on 10 a week. 104 and 177. So a couple right there in that 175, 180 range. Mike Vitek. Here we go. 91 and 171. Paul Colombani. 105, 186. Is this the Wonder Kid? Is he the Wonder Kid? 105 or the highest potential, right? The one in the range. I'm not saying he was a Wonder Kid, but it's not like he was potential 200, but 186 would be, I think, the only one in that range. So does that mean Paul is our highest potential ability player? I think it does. His career was interesting. Aesel Hetland starting out with Albion in Uruguay. 89 and 161. Not as high as some of the other ones, but still, I mean, 161 is pretty good potential ability in my opinion. Andrew C., the man who could not get off and away from Malaysia. 6 a week. 98, 168. Huh. So you would surmise that maybe his location hindered his capabilities there a little bit. Oz-Catan, the legend from Cabo. 95, 182. Did I put 2 players with high potential? 95, 182. Well, that's a little surprising. Maybe I'm not remembering the ranges correctly, but that... Interesting. The striker legend Marcus From, Young Lions, 15 a week, worth 80K. My friends, the future that was within him. 93 and 173, so not even 100, current ability. That's pretty crazy. Danny Dobson, 15 a week for Ubuntu Cape Town. 93 and 161. So they're all kind of in the same vicinity, but we do have some outliers, right? We've got, okay, I'm looking at the potential abilities. 161, 173, 182 for Oz-Catan, 168 for Andrew C, 161, 186 for Paul Colombani, Mike Vitek, 171, Jonathan Needham, 177, Jordan Bradford, 175, Grant Corrigan, 179, and Juan Echeverria, 165. Let's hop forward one whole year and see where our players have they grown in current and potential ability? What's happened? All right, we've gone 1 year and a little bit, right? We started doing the July 2nd at midnight, hopping ahead. So we are going to hop ahead here and look at Juan Echeverria. So now he's 17, right? Because the birthday is on June 30th. So we see them at 15 and 17. Let's see here. Juan was 111 and 165 after 1 year. Okay, and his value actually dropped from 725 to 650. His wages stayed the same, so none of that changed. The only, looking at the attributes, yeah, not all. I think his vision went from 11 to 12. And his agility went from 14 to 15, jumping from 12 to 13, and stamina from 10 to 11. Those are the only changes, but, minor changes in attributes leading to what kind of change in, because his value went down. 111, 165. Are we going to see a trend here where this is the same thing over and over? I'm not sure. Let's go find out. Let's take a look at good old Grant Corrigan here. I'm not going to go through all the attribute changes. 99, 179. Okay, so he's gone up 10 current ability. He was 89, 179. So now he's 99, 179. I'm not tracking anything else like current reputation or anything like that. If that's something you personally are interested in, feel free to upload your own spreadsheet. But this has been so late in getting this episode out, I don't want to waste time on that. But I do think it's interesting that in a little bit more than 1 year, his current ability went up a whole 10 points. Interesting. Next, we got Jordan Bradford. 98, 175. He's gone up a whole 3 current ability. Jonathan Needham. 110, 177. 110, 177. He's gone from 104 to 110, and the potential abilities stay the same. So, thus far, in the first 4, the potential ability has not changed in a year. Right, which I guess makes sense. It's like the potential's still there. Now, if you went forward 10 years, I'm guessing it's changed. Current ability is just up a little bit. So let's keep plugging on. Mike was a 91 current ability. 110. That's a pretty big jump. Of the ones we've seen thus far, his potential ability stayed the same, but he went up, what is that, 19 current ability? Okay, Mike. All right, Paul was 105, 186. He's 115, 186. So not as much as Mike Vitek, but still a 10-point increase in his current ability. Aesel Hutton was an 89, 161. He's a 99, 161. Okay, so we're not seeing huge differences in current ability, but, it's not insignificant, I guess, but no change in the potential. Andrew C. Now, what's interesting, right? We know what happened to Andrew's career. 98, 168. So he did not improve one bit. That might explain some things, right? And it's probably not his fault, right? It's probably the level that he's at, or the club that he's at, the league, all those types of things. What about Ozkatan? 106, 182. Okay, he was a 95, 182. Okay, so that's 11. A little bit better than some of the others. Not massive. Marcus Fromm was a 93. I'm thinking he surely his has gone up, right? 101, 173. Not as much. So I'm really curious for some of these, because we know what happened, right? Like, we know what happened. I'm curious to see where, like, the inflection point is. Like, what was the big jump where it's like all of a sudden they're skyrocketing, right? And last but not least, my friends, is Danny Dobson. He was a 93, 161. A 116. Biggest jump. Saving it for last, my friends. 23 more current ability than he had previously. All right, son. That's impressive. Let's see. Because of that, his wage went from 15 to 750 a week. His value actually dropped from 48,000 to 47,000. His dribbling had gone up 2, finishing had gone up 1, first touch had gone up 1, heading had gone up 1, long shots had gone from, if we have this correct, gone from a 6 to an 11. Wow, passing from 7 to 9, penalties 1, technique 1, tackling 1, anticipation 1. I mean, lots of improvement. Composure went up 2, decisions 2, flair 1, off the ball 1, teamwork 1, vision, work rate all 1, acceleration went up 2, agility 2, balance 2, jumping 1, pace 1, stamina 2, and strength 2. So lots of improvement. I'm really let's just take a look here, because we can see these things. Okay, average youth facilities, adequate training facilities. I'm just really curious as to what drove that big of a jump, like when all those attribute changes. Interesting, my friends. Okay, we're gonna hop forward now. Let's see, 5 years, so to 2024, the end of 2024, and see where our players have grown to. No, not 5 years, 2 years. We're gonna go, 2 years to 2021, because that's year 3. I'll get it eventually. Hell, my friends, hopping in here, as you can tell, I'm editing. It's weird. There's 2 of me. Like, ooh, can I move at the same time? So what I realized is if I go every 2 years or 5 years at a time and look up every single player live on video, that's going to get real old real quick, because it takes time and whatever. I do really want to show you the spreadsheet that Andrew C. /Synoptical put together for this experiment. So what I'm going to do, I literally am on year 44 of the manager part of the experiment. I'm trying to find when the last 2 managers retire. So I'm going to keep doing that. But in the meantime, it's going to probably take me about a week. I'm going to go in and fill in the rest of the spreadsheet with the current and potential ability for the players for every season that we have. That's why it's going to take me a while. And then I want to the very last episode of this experiment will be, hey, here is everything that we're looking at, right? Like, here's all their attributes, here is their potential and current ability, what it peaked at, what it dropped off to before they retired and became managers, all that kind of stuff. So I want to go through one last time, just real quick, the list of players, and let me know if you're surprised. Again, this is their potential ability. Another thing I've learned is that doesn't change. At least it hasn't changed in all of the years that I've checked. So Learn something new every day. So Juan Echeverria started at 165, Grant Corrigan 179, Jordan Bradford 175, Jonathan Needham 177, Mike Vitek 171, Paul Columbani 186, which I think is the highest one, Aisel Hetwin 161, Andrew C 168, Oskatan at 182, which surprised me greatly. Marcus Fromm with a 173 also surprised me, just because in comparison to the others. Danny Dobson as a 161. So I'm just curious if any of those surprised you, which one you think is the biggest surprise, and who do you think, besides Andrew, which is really not fair because he didn't really get that much of a career, based off their potential ability, who is the biggest bust? So let's talk about that in the comments. I'm going to go back to continuing to edit that spreadsheet. I appreciate your support, and also, obviously, for waiting long enough for part 1 of the end of the series here. And I am going to have the managerial experiment coming out as soon as we can get this one wrapped up. So thanks for your support. We'll see you next time.